Okay, so starting out, I've taped down my paper along the edges. I believe it's, well, it's watercolor paper, cold press. I want to say Strathmore, but I can't really remember which paper I was using at the time. Sorry about that. But it's watercolor paper, cold press, 140 pounds. And my process for drawing out the outline is to tape it down, and then I mark out um, the measurements in centimeters on the side and the bottom, and then I resize my reference photo in Photoshop to the size that I want it to be, and then I just move my cursor over the reference photo to key points, and then I use a square and a ruler um, to find those points on my paper, and then I basically make a huge dot to dot kind of thing, and then I draw out my picture like that. So that's why you see those numbers on the side of the masking tape there. And for the background, I've started out by coloring in the background with the Inktense pencils. It takes a few layers to be able to get this so it doesn't look very splotchy. You can kind of see, like, it'll look really smooth when I color it out, and then I add water, and then it just, like, I don't know, it creates mayhem. It does not look like what I want it to, so I have to do several layers in order to get it to look right. You'll find with later pictures that I do, I change this method. I don't even go in with the pencil or the Inktense pencils until closer to the end. I'll just use, like if I want to use the Inktense pencils, what I'll do is I'll take a wet paintbrush and just run it across the tip of the pencil and like basically brush the pigment into a little puddle of water, and then I'll use that to just paint wherever I need to. And I find to get a much smoother coverage doing it that way than by coloring it in and then adding the water later. But anyway, I mean, you learn as you go. So, but as you can see with this, like it takes a long time to be able to get, well, as dark as I wanted to go, I guess. Or like, I don't know, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the color for this. I didn't know if I wanted to have it light or dark, so I went from a lighter color to the darker color that it ends up being, because I wasn't sure what was going to look right. So I just kept layering and layering until I was satisfied with how it looked. So then I start to work my way in to the, well, I guess you would call the mid-ground. I'm using white to add in the reflection of the books on the table and to brighten up the wood paneling that the cat is sitting on. I think when I first put it down, it looked a lot more orange than I wanted it to be, so I had to go over with white, and then I had to bring in some more color on top of that because the white looks really, I don't know, I guess foggy is kind of the word you would use. So I didn't want it to look foggy. I wanted it to just be brighter. So I had to go with white and then go with more color over top. Now for the cat, I'm putting in all of the markings first with a dark pencil crayon. I can't tell if that's black or like a dark blue or something, but oh, it must be black. Okay, sorry. It's been a while since I've actually done this picture, so I don't remember what all of the pencil crayons, or sorry, not pencil crayons, Inktense pencils I used at the time were, but it looks like I used black and madder brown to get in the first markings there, and that was more to make sure I didn't lose my place. I wanted to keep those markings there, because if I went over with the lighter colors first and tried to do the dark on top, I would have lost my initial pencil marks showing where all of those were, and I would have to basically redraw and guess as I was going. So I wanted to put down the dark markings first, and then I was going over with lighter colors. And as you can see with the Inktense, you can put a layer of something down first, and then when you go over top with other colors and more water, you're not going to smudge the color as much. I say as much because I have found that if you put a little bit, or if there's too much water, you can lift some of the color off. But that's really only noticeable if you're doing a large background or like a large gradient or something, where you want to have a nice smooth color. In those cases, I have noticed that more water will take color off. So at this point, I'm putting in more detail with the Inktense pencils and darkening up the black color there with the water. And then I go through with a lot of different colors of browns and oranges. Yeah, I think brown and orange. Madder brown is kind of like a reddish brown color as well. And I go through and I put in all of the fur markings, trying to make sure that I stick to my reference photo and make sure that the fur is the right length and going in the right direction. Yeah, that's really important to make sure that animal fur looks right. You can't just scribble wherever, you have to make sure it goes in the right direction. Yeah, so in a little bit you'll see me take away the picture. And what I'm doing there is I'm just setting it up at the far end of the room just to see where I need to adjust the contrast or if everything looks the way that I want it to. It looks a lot different when you see it from far away than from up close. And then I go in with the white Jelly Roll pen just to add the extra details, the whiskers and all of that. And yeah, so that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this Inktense demonstration, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching!